Welcome to Make It Submerged, an Australian Survivor podcast. I'm Kirsty.
I'm Sophie.
And I'm Will.
So, this time last week, we thought we'd be talking about a big rocks showdown. Didn't quite play out exactly how we were hoping. However, lots to talk about anyway. Before we dive into it, if you haven't already, do hit pause, subscribe to the pod so you don't miss any of our episodes, and let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
So, only 2 episodes this week, a short week. I already feel a little bit deprived that we only got 2, but it's fine. So, lots to talk about. So, we start off episode 1 of the week following Kaz's big tribal showdown. She's gone and she's left Zara solo. Their duo is no more. Zara says it's because they had too much power together, which I think was a good read.
Yeah, I think did AJ and Myles tell Zara that was why as well? They were very playing it like, oh, Zara, we didn't want you out.
Yeah.
But we didn't want the two of you as this voting block. And then I think AJ and Myles both say separately to her, oh, I only went with the plan for Kaz because it stopped everyone wanting to vote you. Or Kaylin maybe said that to her. There was definitely a few of them.
Very smart. Saying exactly what she wants to hear.
Yeah. And then she says at one point that they took one of her and Kaz out mercilessly.
Yes, I love when she said that. My plan's in tatters.
Tatters.
It was, but she's bounced back pretty well. We also get this really nice scene between AJ and Myles, a nighttime scene, 3 a.m.
Yes,
He tells us.
All the best strat chat happens in the middle of the night, right?
I was wondering, how late were they back from Tribal? Were they back really late and then they just stayed up, or were they did they go to bed and then they get up to
Set
do
an
this?
alarm.
Yeah. I like to think that they wake up in the night and then get the other one up.
Yeah.
Because then it's more secretive.
Yeah.
Because it kind of gave that vibe, didn't it? It didn't seem like they just got back from Tribal. It seemed like a nighttime shift.
The nighttime shift. Clocking on back, as AJ would say, back in the office, in the night shift. I mean, fair enough. I feel like they don't get a lot of sleep anyway, so you might as well use it for practical purposes.
100%. I mean, yeah. The phrase is sleep when you're dead, isn't it? I hate that expression. But...
Sleep when you're voted out.
Yeah, exactly.
Sleep once you've been blindsided.
Oh, this is another reason that just makes me think I would be so bad on Survivor, because if I get less than 8 hours sleep, I'm so grouchy.
I don't know how the hell they cope with the conditions. I feel like the more I hear about it and the more interviews I watch from people that have been on it, the worse it sounds. Like, people leave the show with their body in tatters. It takes years to recover from this.
I feel like a lot of it's got to be adrenaline, right?
Oh,
the adrenaline of the scramble, the adrenaline of the challenges, being out there is adrenaline in itself. It's just that's got to be what's keeping them going.
Yeah, it must be that and the occasional reward.
I was going to say the occasional JLP appearance. Have you ever watched it?
That
would be such, that'll get you out of bed in the morning.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But no, and then you think they must get some foods, but then you hear interviews. I think it was Dave was saying on All Stars, they didn't eat for 3 days, the first 3 days.
Didn't eat at all.
I
Not even
think.
rice and beans.
I feel like they did, because they didn't have a fire.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
wow, yeah.
It was 2 days, but he said it took that long to get the fire going.
Maybe that's why they got given a fire at the start of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Might be. Yeah, because you do notice on some seasons where JLP's I've got the flint, because they must be oh God,
They're going to starve.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know why we're feeling sorry. They've had an easy ride. They didn't have to navigate miles by the paper map to find the beach.
Yeah. They didn't even have to jump off a boat, did they? This season?
Oh, well, they were on the bus, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, of course, the bus. Yeah. I mean, the luxury of modern day Survivor.
Well, not all of them were on the bus.
Oh, yeah, some had to jog alongside. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I really like this night shift chat that we've got them from AJ and Myles. Just whenever those two are on screen together, it's just pure entertainment. I love their dynamic so much.
The troublesome twosome.
Yeah, very much so.
They're both chaos.
Yeah.
And I just love it.
They really they don't even each other out. They're just
No, they're even each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when AJ is Myles' janitor, but he's just as bad. He's just as bad. We saw later on in the second episode when he's making up this convoluted plan, he is just as bad as Myles.
Yeah.
If not worse.
They're just like,
I love them.
the same heightened level of chaos, but off in different directions quite a lot of the time.
I feel like Kate should give them her hat.
Oh yeah, chaos. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I just love like the approach they both have to the game, because they are both like really like, you know, they do care about the game and they are thinking strategies through, but at the same time they just love having fun with it, and they don't take anything personally. They're just having an absolute lol. They're not even getting annoyed at each other. They know the other one is likely to go off piece, like that whole chat with Myles and AJ last time when they're like, oh, I've got a thing but I don't want to do my thing if it gets annoyed of your thing. Like they know they can't like predict what the other one's gonna do.
They do just come across as like proper best mates, where it's like they're together, but they're also slightly competing against each other. And it's just, but it's like a friendly rivalry at the same time.
They're each definitely having their own game, but it's fun that they get to do it together, but separately.
And
at
I
the same
think
time.
one of them, I think probably AJ said that they are like the closest two in the game.
Yeah.
100% true.
I had a question for you. So in this 3 a.m. evening chat they have, they do say like they're trying not to like appear to be too close with each other, so they don't want the other people to know that they're kind of still in this alliance. But do you think that they don't know?
No,
because I think everyone knows.
I mean,
surely
they keep getting lumped in together as this devilish duo that you can't
the fact they're always sat together at tribal as well. It's just like there can't be anyone on that beach that's not aware that they're still busy mates.
I know, especially because there's so few of them now. Like, they're always voting. Well, but then again, AJ did vote for Myles in that last vote. But then I don't think anyone was buying that either. They're like, it's obviously just a ploy. AJ says in this chat, it doesn't matter what happens, I continue to run this game. I love it.
And they're also then discussing how Logan claimed the move as her own. And AJ loves
happy.
that.
Yeah. Glad about that.
So AJ is saying that he planted the seed. He wanted Kaz out, and he essentially got Logan to say, I want to do Kaz.
Yeah.
So she thinks it's her move.
With the plan that he's then going to vote out Logan so the jury know whose plan it really was.
But
everyone's claiming this move because Kaelin also thinks it's his move because he planted the seed with AJ in the first place.
Oh, yeah, true. Imagine if it is just Kaelin pulling the string.
Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah. That would be fabulous. Okay, well, we've got then also Kristen apologising to AJ and Kaelin because she blarted about the Kaz move, didn't she, last week?
Yeah.
She's saying, okay, yeah, they've accepted my apology. They're happy to move on. But we know that AJ and Myles aren't that happy with it. And they're just saying that to her face.
Yeah, in fact, Kaelin says that this berry alliance has been squished.
Yes, I loved that analogy.
It's been turned into cranberry juice.
Yeah, that weird cranberry juice.
Yeah.
Speaking of bits that we loved, I just adored Myles giving Zara a pep talk about being on the bottom of the tribe.
And even she seemed to love it.
She did. She said it was very helpful.
Yeah, it's like Myles is being super helpful. I'm loving this.
I when she first started talking about it, oh, Myles is giving me this pep. I thought she was going to be like, no, she loved it. It motivated her.
Yeah, I would have loved it. It was like Myles was like a proper professor. Welcome to class. This is how you behave when you're on the bottom. Myles' 3-step strategy to playing from the bottom of the tribe. I loved it. It was. I just imagine him with like, you know, at the front of a class, blackboard.
Yes.
Zara.
Absolutely.
He is just very straightforward about things, though, isn't he? I do like this about Myles, that he manages to really just like keep his cool in every situation. A lot of situations, like, you know, we saw it at jury as well, but here it's like people could just blow their lids or get like too defensive or just get, you know, overwhelmed, but he is always cool. He's just always
nothing really seems to faze him that much.
Yeah.
What were his lessons about being on the boat? I can't remember what he was saying now. Can you?
Today's talk is how to deal when your number one alliance is mercilessly voted out.
Plans in tatters.
I don't know if we actually really got much of what the actual chat was.
I think he was just saying that this is when you become aware of everything that's going on, because it's like, and you can suddenly be involved in anything. Because you are that number for people. Like,
I wish Zara had like a little notebook that she could be like taking notes with.
But she really does take it to heart. And then this is kind of what spurs her towards getting the Graduates Alliance back together. This bloody Graduates Alliance. Have they...
Postgraduates.
Well, they're the postgraduates now. See, when they keep saying getting it back together, I'm trying to remember if they've ever pulled off a successful move. Have they ever actually gone through with anything?
I don't think they have. I think every time they threaten to bring back the Graduates, and then they talk about it for a bit, and then someone goes and ditches the plan, or AJ and or Myles decide to do their own thing, and then
or even pre-marriage, were they the ones that got together and then Rich, it was like tribe swap or something?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember a move that they've successfully executed, to be honest, because there was the scroll shenanigans that got in the way of one of their moves as well. But both quite a few times we've seen AJ and Myles both say that the Graduates make the most sense for them as an alliance. So, I mean, and we do see they do get back together.
Yeah.
In this episode, so that's fab. So then off to the reward, we have got the balancing. I don't even know what it was. Some kind of structure in the water. You've got a balance on it. Looks slippy. Looks very difficult.
Yes.
The reward itself.
Wow.
My God.
Our old friends are back again.
Oh, they sure are.
The IKEA Better Sleep Retreat.
Yeah.
Bloody fabulous. I loved that.
It was great. Yeah, it was lovely.
Right, I've got a question for you. So the IKEA Better Sleep Retreat.
Yes.
They get like the pillows, they get the shower, they get all these lovely home things. Then they get a shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
Right. Are IKEA Swedish meatballs not a thing in Australia? Why would you not have the meatballs?
You would want them. You'd want them with the mash and the cranberries. Well, we know they're a fan of the old cranberry juice.
You'd want those like little dime bites, you know, that you always.
Oh my God! The cake, the dime cake,
the pear drink,
or the 99p ice cream.
Oh,
cone. So I feel like they.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a buffet, was it?
They just got a shepherd's
pie.
It just didn't. It was like all these IKEA things, and a shepherd.
It did feel like a wrong choice. I don't know if it's a bigger thing in Australia, shepherd. I mean, it's a big thing here, but like, I can't imagine wanting to eat a shepherd's pie when it's like hot out. Like, imagine it's like 30 degrees and you're there munching down a shepherd's pie.
Well, I mean, they'll eat anything.
Well, yeah, true. You're not picky, are you?
Yeah.
True, but
I feel like they missed a trick.
Is that even on the menu in IKEA in the UK?
Not that I know of. It's meatballs or meatballs.
Well, they do have a restaurant
There's definitely
now.
other stuff on it, but I don't know. I will research for next week.
We'll take an excursion. Right.
Oh, well, I was going to Google, but oh my God, yeah, we could actually go.
We do our market research.
My friends actually went for lunch at IKEA. They have like a little fun employment crew because they're just like, all unemployed at the moment, and they went for lunch at IKEA the other day as their activity.
Yeah, ask them if they have a shepherd's. I'm thinking, we'll claim it back.
Claim it back on expenses.
We'll put it on the company
card, yeah.
Don't make a dime doing this. Don't make a dime bar cake.
Oh.
Very good. So, on to the actual challenge itself then. AJ's down. He's out in less than a minute.
Less than a minute.
You know, I was just thinking, I really miss when JLP used to say, he's in the drink. Do you remember that?
Wow.
When did he used to say that?
He used to say it on these like water challenges. Do you remember?
I don't remember that, no.
What?
Is it when they were in like the rivers? Because they used to have a couple of challenges in rivers.
Maybe.
Time, didn't they?
Yeah, that one in All Stars.
Where they have to swim against the tide.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but it's definitely when they fall into it.
Oh, okay.
In the drink.
Yeah, in the drink.
I mean, I've heard the expression before. I just didn't connect it to JLP.
Yeah, I'm sure he used to. Well, again, more
believe you.
research.
More homework.
Yeah, I need to make a list of all these actions.
Yeah, I was going to say, someone taking a note of these actions.
We need to make sure we're putting the right things in this action figure. When you press the button, it's got to be authentic sayings.
Yeah, exactly. I'll come back to you.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were making a joke about the action.
Yeah, same. I was like, I don't get it.
And then I was like, oh, no, we're back to the JLP
We're
action figure. What's your challenge, Jono? And you push him and he says, they're in the
They're
drink.
in the drink.
It could come with like a wee crocodile too, couldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Little
An Outback
crocky.
one.
Crocky wacky.
Little crocky Outback Jono comes with, that like classic Australian cork hat,
yeah.
and a croc.
The boots. Yeah.
Cork and croc, Jono.
Remember in season 1, sorry, this is a bit of a tangent, when
Oh, we're already on a tangent.
Yeah, I know. It's a tangent from the tangent.
actually, I don't remember if it's season 1 or no, I think it's
I
season
can't remember
2.
last time we're on topic. Yeah. It's between the shepherd's pie and the drink. And then
In season 2, this guy, I think his name is Cody, wins a reward, and he goes off and he gets to spend the night in the outback with they're like hunters, aren't they?
Oh, in US Survivor.
Yeah. And they're like at his he goes to their camp.
Yes.
Shows the beans.
Yeah. That was really weird.
It was really weird. Yeah.
seemed
But
like they
I
had a
was
good
thinking
time.
anyway, he wears like a kind of jacket, which would be good for action figure jail.
That was a tangent.
that was a tangent.
Yeah. I led you around the garden there.
down the garden path.
Yeah. So back to the challenge then. It's a very, very difficult one. AJ's in the drink in less than a minute. Myles is not looking comfortable, and JLP makes it known that he agrees.
He's like, everyone makes the transition, even Miles.
Yeah.
And Miles is like, whoa. And then JLP's like justifying why he said it. He's like, well, you don't look comfortable.
I love the back and forth between them.
I
It's
did.
iconic. And then we've got Kristen going all the way to the end and taking the win. So she gets to take only 2 people. I thought it was going to be more than that.
I feel like sometimes they see who they take before they decide if they can take another person or not. Just they want to try and get the most drama out of the situation. And with that, they were like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, so everyone else can be back at camp and devastated that they're not going to the IKEA perfect sleep
Or
retreat.
maybe not devastated, as the case may be.
Well,
Exactly. So she takes Morgan and Logan, and Zara is over the moon. She's overjoyed.
Yeah.
he's so pleased.
What does she say? She's like, she's handed me on a platter.
Oh, yeah, like a perfect opportunity to save her
Save-
game or
yeah.
something in a bar.
Yeah, she's absolutely buzzing. She's left with the graduates, so she can now form
And the postgraduates.
a postgrad.
Oh, no, actually, maybe it's at this point where they rename.
It might be, yeah. There's a definite graduation ceremony
Yeah.
at some point. So the graduates or postgraduates are trying to get out.
They want to get out Logan.
Logan.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have this postgraduates alliance and we get Kaelin's take on it. And he says, we have Sneaky Miles and AJ who loves dramatics. And he's pondering, like, will the pair of them screw things up just so they can have a fun time at Tribal?
Yeah. I feel like Kaelin hasn't needed to be too concerned about their antics because
It's always community.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He keeps
Yeah.
on getting that necklace, so he's like, oh well, whatever.
Take it
But
to
at some
rocks.
point, I am going to have to be concerned about the fact that they just
Yes.
always want to do a different plan to what we've agreed upon beforehand.
They are doing us a service, though, because I like when they give us a fun time at Tribal.
Oh, absolutely. We'd be lost without it. So they're always sort of plotting to get Logan out at this point. We then get another scene of Myles. He doesn't even really need to be looking for an idol at this point, but he is anyway.
I don't even know if he was looking for it, just tripped over it.
Like, how is he finding these? This is his fourth
Oh my
idol.
God. What was it you said last time, Will? Oh, I love it when he gets an idol.
Yeah. I love it when Myles finds an idol.
Yeah.
And AJ compares him to a sniffer dog.
Yeah, an idol sniffer dog. You
Very
can-
accurate.
Yeah.
That's a record, isn't it? I think, does Myles tell us that's a record for the most titles?
He also says he's a funky rat he's gone from funky rat to survivor legend rat king.
I feel like he's continuously going from one form of rat to another form of rat.
I feel like the funky rat's a new one.
The funky rat's a new one.
I like it.
I like it too.
Very judgy.
God, it's been like 2 episodes of like unprecedented or like historic moments then, because we've got Myles finds this 4th idol. Then we've got Kaylin, who now ties with Brooke for 5 immunity wins.
Yeah.
And then we have a Graduates Alliance move that happens.
Wow.
Groundbreaking. First. So away at the reward then, we've got Logan, Morgan and Zara in this, and Logan says it, and it exactly was an IKEA showroom. They may as well have just lifted it straight from one of the stores.
Yeah, the only difference was the plumbing worked.
What did you think of that segment where they're picking a pillow?
I loved it. I was dying when
you
Kristen
could tell
was just
how drunk they were as well. They'd been down a few bottles of champagne.
But yeah, no, I really loved the bit where you've got like Kristen doing, what's that like salmon thing that was like a viral trend online? You know, when you do like a jump and a flop to the side.
Was it the salmon dance?
Salmon.
Is it called the salmon?
I think it's called the salmon.
Yeah.
It's just where you kind of like, you stand by the side of a pool and then you like jump in like
I don't remember that.
But anyway, she was doing that on the pillows and I found it was quite entertaining.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. It looked very, very cozy in that showroom.
Yeah, they were all having a lovely time.
In between all the kind of IKEA showrooming luxuriating, there's a little bit of plotting. So Kristen's now trying to kind of form some kind of alliance with Logan, Morgan, and because they've got Morgan, they think we'll automatically get Kate as well.
Yeah.
Back on the beach, we've got the postgraduates kind of scrambling. They're leaving Kate out a little bit. But did you clock that we got this like earlier scene?
Oh, yeah.
And it was like...
With AJ?
Yeah. And it was all the ways that AJ had been planting the seed to get Logan out.
Yeah.
And it did like a time lapse. I don't think we've seen that before.
I really liked that. And I keep wondering if that's going to happen because we've had like so few appearances from a lot of people that are still in the game that I keep thinking we're going to get to like the final tribal and Kaylin's going to be recapping everything he's done. And only then will we actually see the edit bits of what he did. Because I think that would be a super fun way to reveal it. And just like, everyone sat there like, oh, I mean, Kaylin's just kind of in the background. And then it's at Jory where we actually see, oh my gosh, he's been playing this game.
Yeah. GLP, like roll out a TV on wheels. For the jury.
One of those old CRTs you see in science class.
Yeah. I'd love that. So off to the immunity challenge then. A bit of a strange one.
What the hell was this?
So it splits into 2 tribes again. And then the tribe that wins, or the team that wins, I should say, they're not really tribes, gets to go on to compete for individual immunity.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've seen this before, have we?
Not that I can remember. But then the actual challenge itself was...
Right. I'll tell you why I loved it.
Yeah, I'm not saying I didn't love it, but I am saying it was very strange.
It was very strange, but I love a challenge where you get rope management.
Oh, yeah. Rope management, Jono.
Yeah, rope management.
That's a very cool.
I love it because there's always something that goes wrong.
Always.
So we start off then, let's just talk through it. We've got like the fence with the bamboos and you can hear AJ saying, well, I'm just going to use Zara like a battering ram. Did you hear that? If I was Zara, I'd be like, jeez. Yeah, he does. So they basically have to like use their smallest tribe member, attach them to the ropes, then weave them in and out of this course, including using them as a battering ram to get through this bamboo fence, which looked well scary. Did you see Kaylin drop Kate?
Yes.
Yes. I did see that. Yeah, of course I saw that.
And then who was it that gave him like Kaylin, got to be careful?
I think it was JLP.
I think it was JLP.
Was it?
Poor Kate.
Yeah.
Just discarded on the floor.
Yeah.
So then, they do that. And then they've got this like under-over bit Which at this point I'm thinking, is AJ throwing this?
I was wondering that because they were just all stood there for a while. Like, oh, what's going on?
He was like, oh, it's fine. I'll just pick up Zara and just take her through and then Morgan was like, no. They were in a right tangle.
And Logan and Zara were getting a bit touchy with each other.
Yeah, there's definite tension between those two. How weird was that bit where they had to kind of like plop them on that net and then go underneath them and kind of
like roll them
along.
down it.
Yeah, it was so
That was so peculiar.
Such a strange child.
It was really weird.
Who came up with that?
I don't know. It was white. Like we've seen the bamboo fence bit before.
Yeah, because I remember Lockie pouring through it on All
yeah.
Stars.
Hey.
Well, that was like a box of bamboo as well, wasn't it?
Oh,
It wasn't just
yeah,
a
it
wall.
was. It was like 3D.
to keep running at it and charging through it.
Yeah, you're right. God, it was very odd.
All that bamboo going to waste, that could be eaten by the pandas.
They'll be using it in next week's challenge or something.
Oh, yeah.
Take these bamboos and
Here's
make
a
a
load
long
of
stick
spiky
to get
broken
hit.
bamboo. Don't fall in the pit of broken spears.
Yeah.
So then we get AJ's team not able to get to the end. Kaylin, who's carrying Kate, they get through to the end and they're into the individual immunity. They've got to throw a sandbag, knock an idol off the thing. A classic Survivor ending. I really thought Myles was going to get it.
It looked close, didn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been so good to see Myles win an immunity. I'd love to see that.
Yeah. and that would
I
be
mean,
a
he's
real
got enough
bucket
idols
list
to keep him
item.
going, but like,
Yeah, that would just add on top of it, I think.
Yeah. So Kaylin wins.
Kaylin wins.
surprise.
Fourth individual immunity.
Yeah.
Very
and then
impressive.
we got this interesting confessional from him because I've been wondering this, like about how he just keeps winning. And he addresses it and he says, like, it's not great to be kind of thought of as a challenge beast, but hey, people are already throwing the name out there, so we might as well just keep winning.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough, because when you're at this stage, if you can win it, you may as well. I think it was a good strategy. I seen on Instagram, he called himself, he mentioned that he was a challenge enthusiast.
Oh,
Challenge beast. So
what is
I
that?
quite like.
Oh, right. I thought you meant like he'd been researching them at home.
I
like
mean-
Andy or Nick.
Oh, I don't know if anyone would go to the extreme of Andy and Nick. Well, you don't know, actually. But
Well, practice like lying on a board while someone throws water at them.
just like setting up bamboo fences in your garden, running at speed to get through them.
Ends up in the hospital. How did this happen? Well,
Yeah.
I was running through a bamboo cage. So we get the scramble.
We get the scramble. We've got Logan telling AJ a fake plan. I can't remember who she says it is now, but she tells AJ what her plan is. But I really liked it because afterwards AJ went to the postgraduates and was like, so Logan just lied through her teeth to me.
Yes.
I love it when you get someone that can tell that people are lying.
Yeah.
So in the scramble then, it's pretty evident that we've got a 4-on-4 situation. I think everyone on the beach knows it. Myles and AJ definitely know it because they are gearing us up for rocks. It's all popping off. We've got Myles doing this confessional where he's explaining what rocks are. But he's obviously been told by the producers now.
Yeah.
Jamie didn't explain it to Kristen and Morgan and Kate because we found out in the Jury Villa episode that the three of them didn't know what rocks was. They thought it was just going to go to a fire challenge. Imagine that, just sat there like, yeah, we'll go to rocks for you. Don't worry, Logan, we'll go to rocks. Next thing, JLP's out with his pouch and it's like, one of you will be going home.
Oh my God, as if.
But yeah, Myles gives us this little explanation where he says, if you're a big fan of Survivor, then going to rocks is a rare and exciting thing.
It is.
Too rare.
Too rare. Bloody see it, did we?
Totally get why, but like, yeah. Because if I was there, I would not want it to go to rocks, especially if I'm not up for elimination. It's the worst thing. You're like, oh, great, I'm out the game, but even though no one voted for me.
I don't know, but you might be in the game and you've just pulled off like a Australian Survivor first.
Oh, you could be, yeah.
So let's talk it through because they're really amping it up. We're getting, like you said, the Myles explanation. We've got Myles and AJ just really you're thinking they're going to do it.
We had the trailer last week promising us rocks.
Could they make Australian Survivor history? No. No, they can't.
Honestly. So we get there then, and obviously JLP's not really even asking any questions. He's just pretty much getting straight to the vote because we want to see what's going to happen.
Myles is saying to them, "Oh, hope you guys are ready to go to rocks."
Yeah.
We were like, yes, we are beyond ready.
We're ready, Myles.
We're ready, Myles. Come on.
He also says at one point that him and AJ are the biggest psychopaths like on this tribe. So if you think we won't do it, then you're wrong.
Call our bluff.
Right, so these three just sat there then not knowing what that means. Like, what did they think he was talking about?
No. Good question. We need more information about that.
I wonder if they did ask or if it was explained, but we just didn't see it.
You would feel like JLP probably has to explain it to them actually what.
Yeah. Because at one point we did see how he explained, just to be clear, it has to be a unanimous.
Yes, it has to be unanimous.
And then he did make it clear as well that Kaelin wouldn't be involved. Because I was confused last week and I was thinking even if you had the immunity necklace, you could still be eliminated with a rock, but you can't. Yeah.
We're all gearing up for it. We're like, hey, JLP, get your pouch out.
Yeah. Myles is like beaming ear to ear throughout the entire tribe. Same.
We were giddy.
He just keeps looking at the rest of them like leering, like, rocks.
Imagine like one of them just stood up and started doing the Queen, like,
we will rock you.
boom, boom.
They might have. It might have been cut.
Oh,
Maybe Myles was humming it on the way into tribal.
In someone's ear. Yeah. Or, Myles, please stop humming. We will rock you in my ear.
So we get then both votes deadlocked. JLP obviously explains the rock situation. There's a bit of deliberation. We get Logan saying, has Zara demanded that you go to rock?
I know, right? I mean, good try, but...
Zara saying no, they've all previously agreed that the graduates have decided that they would go to rocks for each other. They made that decision beforehand. They didn't know who the other tribe were going to be going for, or the other four, I should say. And then Logan, I don't know. I mean, I feel like some of it might have been cut, but it didn't really seem like she wanted them to go to rocks for her. Maybe she felt bad.
Well, that's what ended up happening, isn't it? She said, I don't want you to go to rocks for me.
I know, but do you feel like
a heroic sacrifice?
Yeah.
But do you feel like there was something cut? Because it seems like from my perspective, when I'm thinking back to like the AJ Sean situation when we nearly got rocks before, like I felt like that deliberation went on for ages, and like Sean was really having to like persuade them not to go to rocks. Like they were dead set on it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really that this time. It was
Logan and Sean in the Hall of Fame of players that deprived us of rocks.
I'm furious. It could have been so good.
It could have been.
But Will did remind me it could have been very bad.
It could have.
We could have lost someone really iconic.
Would we have been sat here giddy as anything if like Myles had gone after rocks?
Probably not.
Well,
I don't know. I feel like he would have been quite happy to go out on a rock.
Yeah, I think he would have found it hilarious.
I think the chances were high that someone we really liked was going to go.
Yeah, the odds weren't great.
Right, I needed to ask you about this. At one point, Myles starts going into this explanation to the other ones about the odds are worse for them if it goes to rocks or something.
Yeah, it was.
But how did that work?
Because...
Please explain maths to me.
So Logan and Zara would have been removed from the vote.
Yeah.
They were the ones that were up.
Yeah.
So that would have left Kate and Morgan and Kristen on that side. But then on the opposite side, the postgraduates, Kaelin was already immune. Then Zara would have been immune. So really it would have only been Myles.
Right.
So they had a higher percentage.
It was the Kaelin thing that threw me because I was like, it would have been 3-3. Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Got it.
So unfortunately then...
No rocks.
Rocks were not meant to be.
Maybe next
But
year.
it does mean you can use your evergreen content about us speculating what rocks might look like if they do come out in an elimination scenario.
Oh, goody. Okay.
Every cloud has a silver lining.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. I'll be bunging that out in social this week.
And then, so yeah, unanimous decision in the end that Logan goes home, unfortunately. So on to episode 2 then. We've lost Logan. We're back on the beach.
We've lost Logan and we've lost the opportunity to go to Rocks.
I know. Swizzled out of it.
R.I.P. Rocks.
Swizzled.
So I really love this fun kind of scene that we've got on the beach of Myles doing a pole dance show on a bamboo stick. That bamboo is so versatile, isn't it?
Loved it.
So fun.
So fun. And everyone's just watching and clapping.
And
I felt like they did him dirty though with the bit where they censored his shorts like he was hanging out.
I mean, he might have been.
I mean, he might have been.
Was he
but
not?
I feel like it was some creative
Do you
blurring.
think?
Really? I thought, oh, right.
I mean, who knows?
I mean, his legs were akimbo. Anything
They
could have
were
been.
akimbo, yeah.
It was fabulous. And we get Kate saying that she wants a show every day. I feel like, why is he not been delivering that already? I would be if I could do that.
He's been like saving his energy because there's only like, I don't know, like 8 days left now or whatever it is. He's
Yeah.
trying for the full dance.
I loved it. So we've got as well Kate also asking AJ and Myles whether they really wanted to go to Rocks.
They did.
Did she expect anything else? Well, we definitely didn't. We knew that they would have wanted to go.
And do you think she does know what Rocks is now when she asked them?
Yeah, wait, is it Kate that didn't know?
Yeah, it was all 3 of them, according to Kristen.
Oh, so it was only Logan that knew what Rocks were.
Apparently.
Maybe
No,
that's...
3 of them didn't know what it was.
Oh my God, they would have been in for a rude awakening, wouldn't they?
God.
So yeah, AJ confirms, yes, him and Myles really did want to go to Rocks. So after the immunity then, quite an interesting looking immunity. I was quite excited by these like slides.
Yeah.
And I liked when they all came walking in and they were all quite like, what's that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really like different looking one. We've got a bit of chat. You know what? I heard on another podcast that they call this section Mat Chat.
Matcha.
That, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah,
I think
so
about
fun.
that for a second. It's
It
like,
makes more sense, I
who's
think,
Matt?
when there's the 2 mats, but
Yeah.
it works.
I mean,
But-
they're on a mat, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they might even do strat chat on the matcha.
Yeah, very true.
Double whammy. Love that. So yeah, a bit of chatter from JLP asking about the Rock situation.
A very leading question, wasn't it? It was like, how is the tribe feeling about almost going to Rocks? AG tells them, yeah, it was like quite a good atmosphere actually back at camp that night. Everyone was found it quite exciting. But really, he thinks no one actually wanted to go to Rocks except him and Myles.
I feel like that information would not have surprised JLP. No. I wish JLP had asked the viewer at home, how do you feel having nearly gone to Rocks? I'm very upset.
He's like, well, like 99% of viewers said that they were.
Press 2 on your remote now.
If it was live.
So the immunity then, we've got these slides and then they've got like a bar that they need to hold on to.
Yeah.
And at intervals as dictated by JLP, the slide will get steeper and it will get harder.
I
to
was
climb
looking
up.
out for that crank. and I did not see a crank.
Surely.
Why?
That really lent itself to a crank.
Yeah, or at least the surge button
Yeah.
for the water.
Why the hell
Why
did
have they
he
not-
not?
Yeah, why have they not given JLP control of this?
I know.
He just announces it's going to happen and then someone presses like a hydraulics button somewhere.
He deserved a crank. Maybe they can't afford those kind of.
Yeah, it's far too much of an elaborate operation to rig up like a wooden crank to lower all of these
Finale
things at the
only.
same
It's
time.
already in the finale position. They're like, we can't.
Oh, yeah.
Or they're still making the finishing touches for it.
So how did they lower?
It would just when.
He
I
would
don't
just be
know.
like, all right, it's been 20 minutes,
Yeah.
time to go
But
to the
how-
next position.
But how?
Well, I imagine
Someone
some
had a
kind
crank
of like,
somewhere.
yeah, hydraulic system. With a
Why
button.
was it not out? And why did he not have the crank then?
Because
I
it
want
wasn't
these
very.
answers just as
I think
much
the
as
only
you.
way to do it is through not very Survivor Desert Island looking equipment.
Just bung a bit of old cloth on top of it.
Yeah, I mean that's what they do with all the GoPros.
Like the Survivor themed ladder we thought they had.
Oh yeah,
I really liked at the start where JLP said, assume the position. And then they had to like, look, I would have been gone at that point. I don't even think I would have been able to get in that position, like hanging on to that. It's treacherous.
I really liked when Myles says, "Oh, I don't want it to get any steeper than this." He's like, "Well, I've got some bangers."
Yeah.
And did you like how we kept getting these like wee shots of the storm clouds?
Yeah. He
Ominous.
loves when the weather like gets involved, doesn't he?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
wind's picking up. That's going to be a factor. Rain's coming in now. That's going to make it harder. It's going to be slippier.
Yeah.
Harder to get a grip on that.
Oh, that lightning storm's coming in fast.
That could kill
That
some people.
electrocution's not going to do you any good.
Here, what were those barrels on the top for? I kept thinking those
I think
barrels.
that's where the
They
water
were,
was stored.
yeah, were they not full with
In case they were up there for like 4 hours.
Yeah, those barrels back again. I think that was the same ones that they were running on.
Definitely.
Like a different one. This was like an oil drum barrel, and then the other one was like
Oh
a
yeah,
barrel,
it was like a
wasn't
wooden
it?
barrel, yeah.
It was. I can't believe that was
my-
storing the water. That was a lot of water then.
Well, yeah, so we got the kind of rain from the storm first, did we? And then it kind of, did it clear up a wee bit? And then
JLP says, let's add some entertainment to this one. He was actually pissing himself laughing. Wasn't it?
and he was cackling.
It was like when he read out those names all over
Yeah, it
again.
was.
Like, he was loving every second of it.
He has such a wee sadistic streak.
Yeah.
I mean, don't we all? I think we were all sat there going,
And he's like, oh, a little survivor water torture.
yeah, I like. Was it Zara who was like, "This is just uncalled for"?
Yeah.
I kind of felt her pain, but like,
A pure cackle.
Again, everyone is just out of this so fast.
So
I'm
fast.
wondering, is this series of contestants the ones that are just least arsed about trying to do these challenges?
yeah. Remember how this
Potentially,
season's called Brains versus Brawn?
Yeah.
Where's all the challenge beasts?
Yeah. Do you know
It's
what?
Kaelin, but he's a brain.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that it's Brains versus Brawn because that hasn't really come. But then again, the
barely
graduates
women.
are
I mean,
brains.
they like tribe swapped within like what 2 days.
Oh, yeah, but
They are brains, but it doesn't get, you know, they could be any tribe.
yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It
Have
could just
that
be
much.
anything. And
But yeah, people aren't lasting too long. I mean, I probably wouldn't either.
No, of
No,
course
same.
not. But
I'd be out in seconds.
I also had a thought about Kaelin, and like he's trying to play it off that he's not that smart, but he was on the brains tribe right from the get go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Has nobody asked him
Yeah.
what he does? Like, I don't think it's come up once in the show. Like I don't think anyone's gone, oh, so Kaelin, what do? You're on the Brains tribe.
He's got a really clever job, doesn't he? He's
Oh, I
like,
think he's a PhD student.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
really
he's-
smart.
Oh, but is
doing
he like a
like-
researcher or something as well?
yeah, research is something to do
Oh,
with
okay.
like the environment and AI, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
No, the AI was
AI
the
was-
other one.
Oh yeah, that was Ali. Actually.
Yeah.
But either way, so we've got a lot of people dropping, and also it looks quite treacherous dropping to the ground.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? They've got to have like, you know, when you're in like a playground,
Yeah, a
and then
little soft
underneath
mat
the
thing.
swings, you've got like the bark and stuff to soften the blow when
Yeah,
it falls.
yeah.
So yeah, they're falling onto that. We then have, oh wow, I enjoyed this part actually. AJ asks JLP what the record is for the most amount of immunity wins. This is when it's pretty clear that Kaelin's going to win. And then Myles chimes in, I think it might have been Brooke from All Stars with 5. And JLP's like, I can confirm that is correct.
Yeah.
I want to know if he actually knew that. I reckon he
Oh,
did.
yeah, do you think he had that fact at his fingertips, or do you think it was the old earpiece?
It's hard
I
to say
like to
because he
think
was
that he
obviously there,
knew.
but
Yeah.
I think he knew, because that's quite a big record.
Yeah.
and it was impressive when she did it as well.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Brooke
last
came out
one
of
that she
nowhere.
won.
Do
Amazing.
you ever, like, so Kaelin is just there and he is just like in the zone. He's got his eyes closed. He looks like he's meditating.
Yeah.
Do you ever wonder like how some of them do it? How some of them are just so good at these endurance challenges? And it is like, you know, as JLP says, it's a mental game. But like, what makes them so good at it?
I
Like, how?
know. It's some kind of like way that they can kind of go into an alternate universe almost and just
Trance.
like, yeah. Do you know who I really think of it with? Queen
Hayley?
Haley, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was in a whole nother world.
She was
in
the Zen queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could never be me. Never.
You never know.
No. Well, you know me. Very unlikely.
You could go
hitting the
to
gym.
trance school.
Trans school,
Trans
JLP circus school, JLP's trans school.
JLP circus school with a trance masterclass taught by Hayley.
Trance masterclass just sounds like you're in a room with a load of flashing lights and pumping music.
Yeah.
Trans masterclass with Hayley. Then like across the way, you've got a class with George, like knowing when to give up.
Yeah. And then you've got Myles, what to do if you're on the bottom of the tribe. So Kaylin wins immunity then, and then we're back off to the beach for the start of the scramble. Now, the postgraduates have inflicted a lockdown. I thought we wouldn't be seeing a lockdown again for quite some time, but
Triggers.
yeah, exactly. So they've said we're on a hard lockdown. We're not telling anyone anything, which I like.
Yeah, and the plan is just very simple. All four of them just going to vote on Kristen.
Kristen, yeah. Meanwhile, you've got the original Brawn girls who are pretty convinced that they can bring Zara across. I really enjoyed this storyline, actually, because I kind of felt like whichever way Zara goes, I would have been pleased, because it would have been great for her to have like a big move, and to blindside one of the boys would have been like very impressive. But I also am happy with the way that it turned out.
Would you say everyone is on board with this nice, simple plan to vote out Kristen?
I would not. As normal, we've got Myles and AJ both wanting to run in opposite directions, but to still get the same end result. It's just how they get to it. That's
How they roll.
AJ wants to like make some elaborate plan where they split the vote and do a thing, and Myles is just like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple.
So
Yeah.
AJ wants to bring in Kate and Morgan and get them also to flip on Kristen.
Yeah, and then Kaylin's trying to puzzle it out, and he's saying, okay, yeah, that's okay, but if they don't vote Kristen, who else would they vote for anyway? And Zara shouts, us! Vote for us. Oh, yeah.
Like, oh,
So
yeah.
frustrated.
He's like, oh, yeah, actually, no, I don't know about that plan.
I get the impression that was a genuine response as well.
Oh,
Like, I don't
yeah,
think he
definitely.
was playing up.
No, I don't think he was. I think he was.
Sometimes you just get a bit of like,
I mean, they're not eating a lot. They're
exactly,
very tired. Yeah.
Miles is just trying to talk AJ out of it, and he's saying, let's stop with the silly Billy.
Yeah. I also really like it when AJ goes up to Myles and he's like, Myles, why don't you like my plan?
oh yeah. He does seem genuinely hurt. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, do my plan.
Yeah.
Plan, because he kept saying, well, with my plan, we can't lose.
They're both quite good plans, really. It's just AJ's has more room for error.
Yeah, there was
then
it
again-
was just unnecessary.
I think, you know what it is? I think Myles maybe feels quietly confident that the other side don't have an idol because he knows that he's got it.
He's the
He
idol
can't-
whisperer.
Yeah, but he can't really blurt that to Kaylin and Zara.
No, but
Yeah.
AJ knows he's
AJ
got
knows,
it.
yeah.
So why is AJ the one that wants to come up with this debauched?
I think AJ just really wants to keep Kate on side.
I think so too, actually. So he's thinking, I'll give them a wee move to
Yeah.
make. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, I mean, despite Myles saying that he doesn't want to do that, AJ just is like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. But not outright.
Yeah.
So he pulls Kate and Morgan for a chat. And this chat is so bizarre. Did you get, like, if you didn't know what he was trying to say, would you have got what he was trying to say?
No, and I had all the clues or whatever he was talking about, and I didn't know what he was on about, really.
I had no idea.
Did you love when Morgan was just like, are you going to tell us a name? No, right. I'm going for Fizz. I'm done with
Yeah. Morgan out.
Yeah, she was tapping out. She just could not tolerate that.
I imagine
messaging anymore.
I imagine that they've probably had like a fair bit of this throughout the past like 40
Yeah.
days or however long it's been. It's just
Riddles.
like, you know what? I just cannot cope with AJ anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my dinner.
Yeah.
He's just like to Kate afterwards, like, do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying though?
No.
Like,
No.
What was he saying? Was he?
I think he was trying to say it's not going to be one of you two if you vote for Kristen.
What? Is that what he was trying to say?
I mean, I don't know for sure, but
I think he was just like trying really hard to keep them both on side whilst not betraying his alliance by actually giving them a name. So he came up with this convoluted way of trying to suggest that they were both fine, but without actually saying it. But it just frustrated everyone in the conversation.
I mean, I don't understand why he wouldn't have just said it. Like, if you're going to give all the clues,
I mean,
you may as well at this point just tell them.
The answer is in front of you. Is that what you're guessing? The answer is in front of you.
Plausible deniability. He can just be like, I never actually told them anything.
I told her the answer was in front of her.
You could say that anyway, even if...
Well, you could,
If I was Kate, I'd have been like, all that's in front of me is you. And it makes no sense.
Maybe AJ's planning to come to Final Tribal and say he didn't tell anyone any lies at any point in the game.
Well, that'll be very interesting. If that's
What? No.
Surely not.
No, you never know. I'm
That's a JLP wheeling out the TV with the money.
yeah. Previously on Australian Survivor.
We also get Zara just frustrated again with AJ and Myles. She says every time before Tribal, AJ panics and then just starts coming up with a new plan. They never just stick to the one that they had.
It must be very stressful to be in an alliance with them.
Yeah, because we saw it with Kaz as well. She was so fed up of it just never being like one plan. It was always like this last minute like rush.
Yeah. And now Zara doesn't have Kaz, her bestie, to kind of like rant to about that as well. She's just by herself like, oh God, what are these idiots going to do?
Yeah, and even it doesn't even end like before Tribal. Even at like Tribal, you just don't know like what one of them's going to come up with.
Oh, exactly. So at Tribal, that it was a very interesting Tribal as well, because we obviously don't know what she's going to do. We know she's the swing vote. She could go with the original Brawn girls, or she could stick with the post grads.
Yeah, she's the swingy.
She's a swingy wingy, which we love. So in the middle of Tribal, Morgan says we should go for Myles instead of AJ.
Yeah.
We know Zara has had like a bit of a fraught relationship with Myles in the past.
Yeah.
So this could be an easier sell for her.
And Morgan and Myles have just had that kind of argument, haven't they, a wee bit? So it was like Morgan was kind of saying like, Myles, you've been saying nothing to me. You've not come to me with a name. Like, you've not proposed anything to me. And Myles was like, well, what have you proposed to me? And she was like, well, you've proposed nothing to me. And he's like, yeah, but I don't need to propose anything to you. Kind of, because he's in the majority. He's fine. He doesn't need to come to her with a plan.
Yeah.
Really, the onus, he thinks, is on her to come to him with a plan that he might like more than his current
Yeah, and I do kind of agree.
I would agree.
Like, I imagine the whole like freeze out thing was very frustrating though, so I can feel Morgan's like just pure frustration. But yeah, I mean, they were clearly in the minority, so if anyone should be coming to anyone with a plan, it's Morgan to Myles.
Yeah, he's not just going to come over to her and be like, right, well, guess who we're voting out.
I guess they're just used to people in that alliance just doing their own plans every 5 minutes. So it's like, what happened?
He didn't come over to like, the clues are in front of you, Morgan.
Yeah. But on the other hand, when you're in a 4-3 majority, you do have to be very careful because all it takes is one person to flip and then it could be you. Because I was getting quite stressed. One swingy. I was getting stressed at this point because I was thinking, you know, when someone starts going on like, oh, I don't need to do that because I'm in the majority, I know what's going on. And you think, oh
no.
They're in trouble.
I was impressed with Myles, like as Luke and David would say, his balls of steel. Like he didn't bottle it. I thought, is he going to see all this whispering with Zara, play his idol, but no, he just could read her, I guess.
Yeah.
He just really trusted that she was not going to swing.
Yeah, I think he made a good point where he said, if she does decide to flip, she's only flipping to, at best, middle of that alliance, most likely bottom of that alliance. So she's not really getting herself anywhere by doing that. But in the bit, you know, when Kate takes off Zara and they're whispering, Wasn't it weird that JLP didn't say anything after that? Did you notice?
He's been letting people loose a lot more. I mean, you think that's weird? When Kaz just basically had a sidebar in the middle of tribal, like...
Called them all into her side office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was just JLP and Myles.
Yeah.
But at least in that, he was like, Myles, this is interesting. But when they went off, they just came and sat back down. And then there was no... Because usually he's like, Myles, are you concerned that you're not involved in what's going on over there?
Maybe he did. And Myles was like, nah.
Yeah.
I feel like that probably is exactly how it went down.
Kate makes a good pitch in this tribal, I think, because she starts talking about the resume. She's saying you need to be making big moves. Like in my head, I'm thinking that's a good pitch to Zara. She could have easily gone for it.
I think Kate and Morgan really tried in this tribal.
Yeah.
You can't say they didn't do their best to turn it around till the last minute.
Agree.
They both had great strategy there, but it just,
But I think like at the start when she was saying like, oh, they say they want to like do an interesting game, but no one's saying anything interesting. It's a bit like, really? You can't really be coming to like Myles and AJ and saying they've had a boring game and they better do this one move to make it more exciting.
It's suddenly a boring game when it's your alliance that's on the top.
No, but I think she's saying
this is Mr.
Zara.
Hostage and Mr. Jungle Rat here. Like you're
Mr. Hostage, Mr. Jungle Rat. No, I think she was saying
Major
that to Zara.
Major Jungle Rat.
She was saying that to Zara, though, wasn't she?
I mean,
The
possibly,
Maybe I
Right.
Well, my point is, I thought it was a good pitch.
She was saying it.
I think she did a good pitch.
It was a good pitch. It's
think
not an original pitch, but it's a good pitch. It can work sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn close but no cigar.
Yeah. So we're off to vote then, and it is Kristen. And name comes out the urn. Are you going to talk about Zara?
Yeah.
Like, so iconic. So we get afterwards, we see Zara reveal her parchment. She's written Kristen, and she says, what is it? You took the wrong people to the reward.
Yeah.
I wish she said you took the wrong people to the IKEA sleep
Better sleep retreat.
Production's like, can you just retake that? But
Yeah.
the IKEA thing. We just need
But you know what? It's like, no, it's fine. They only sponsored that one.
yeah. Oh, 2 episodes, but yeah.
They don't get a mention again.
Yeah. I like how, I think it was on either Instagram or Twitter or something, Zara had to clarify to people that she wasn't actually bitter about not getting to wash her hair. It's the fact that it was strategically much more beneficial that she took the wrong people.
I wish she hadn't clarified. I wish she had just been angry that she wasn't taken to
She's just like,
the sleep retreat.
I really
I did as
needed
well.
it.
Yeah, that would have been so much better. So a great couple of episodes then. As I said at the start, only 2 episodes this week, which means the final is coming.
It's coming.
But you know what else it means?
Go on.
We're going to play a game.
Oh,
A what?
A game.
a game.
Now,
I hope it works in audio form.
well, we might have to have some supporting materials on socials. No. So,
Does it involve a crank or water torture?
it does not.
Okay.
I think you'll be pleased to know it does not. Right. So I thought it would be fun, considering that we've only had 2 episodes to talk about, that we introduce a new segment to the pod.
Oh.
Now, I've got a question for you both. Do you remember Barry from season 1?
Of course.
Yes.
Do you remember his slightly off the wall voting strategy?
I could never
Pull a
forget.
name out of a hat, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, my next question. Do you remember what the hat looked like? If not,
no.
a picture.
I don't.
Did we see the hat?
We did
I don't
see
remember
that.
seeing it. I thought the hat was a metaphor.
Yeah. I thought because everyone was asking.
Here's the hat.
But
Oh, wow.
surely he wasn't actually using that hat because he didn't have a pen.
Yeah, because
no,
someone
he
made the
didn't.
joke. Oh, you got a pen and
Yeah.
paper all this time.
It was a metaphor, but he did also have a hat.
Oh, okay.
But did we see him do the draws?
No, 'cause he
No.
had the coin toss situation, didn't he?
Did we see the coin?
I can't
He didn't
remember.
have a coin.
I remember
He didn't have JLP's commemorative coin.
He must have been using rocks.
there was a lot of speculation about whether they were actually random, because I remember at one point he voted for Nick. And it felt very pointed.
It's like,
Was he the only one that voted for Nick?
No,
All right, okay.
that's why.
who was it that went alphabetically in the first?
Yeah.
Was it first season?
It was that Cody.
Yeah,
Again, wasn't it?
but was it if you win immunity, you get skipped?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Ludicrous.
Okay.
Anyway,
so this hat.
Barry's hat. Let me get my prop.
Is it a hat? It better be.
It's not just a hat.
So is this
What is the hat?
What?
You have Barry's actual
no,
I
no,
found
you
a
haven't.
replica.
A
No, you
replica Barry hat.
Yeah.
What?
What,
I'm
legitimately?
very impressed with this.
Like it's meant to be a replica of his hat.
I mean, no, I've sourced this myself.
Oh wow,
Isn't it?
that is fantastic.
Don't you think it looks the same though?
It does in
even
terms
got
not
the
the
white-
pattern, but like the whole design of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's a very accurate replica.
It looks like a
not
kind
think?
of like it's almost like a witch's hat. but more stylish.
with the rope.
Yeah.
Oh
very
my
impressed with
god, yeah.
So,
You have done well.
I mean, I spent a lot of time sourcing this item.
Did you?
So that we can
£300.
play dun, 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 Barry's names out of the hat.
Oh, that's a catchy name.
Right, come on,
We need to workshop the title.
Barry's names
Vince.
out of the hat.
Spent so long getting the hat. You didn't come up with a segment.
No,
I
I
know.
didn't come up with a title, but you guys can do that. So the game
Bazzy's
is...
hattie.
Bazzy's hattie. Sold. Okay, so I am now going to place some names in the hat. Bazzy's hattie.
Do you
I
think
feel like I'm
we
watching a
should?
magic trick.
Do you think we should explain this to any listeners that haven't seen season 1?
Well, I think we kind of just explained it.
Did we?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
had a
I mean,
hat.
we
He
can
said he was going to
recap.
pick names out of a hat to vote.
Yes.
That's it.
For those that don't know, Barry, season 1 iconic player, had a very off the wall voting strategy where he refused to vote in an alliance and said that every vote was random, that he was going to pull the names out of a hat. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
It's a strategy, but
it is a strategy.
not. Yeah. Struggling with the names.
There's various games that we can play with this, which is the beauty of Bazzy's hattie.
Oh my god! It's like when you get like a pack of cards and it's like 5 games in one.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I spent
sunk my
£6.95
battleship.
on this hat. We will be getting.
Oh, £6.95. Oh, I'm glad we know now.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Not 300 then.
Hat.
There goes the house.
Like, we'll have to share a picture of it. But it's like,
yeah.
just to describe it for people, it's like basically a witch's hat, right?
Yeah.
With a bit of blue rope.
It's the
around
sorting
it.
hat from Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's not unlike that.
Yeah.
It's got this blue and white rope tied around it. Mm-hmm. It's made of felt.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll post a picture on Instagram. And
Yeah.
if you want to see it, go there.
We'll also post a
Probably.
picture of Barry's hat because I feel like.
Oh,
it's
comparison, side by side comparison. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Has to happen.
So the game is you need to take a name from the hat, and it's going to be somebody from this season, and you need to describe
The whole season.
from this whole season.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you take a name from the hat, and you have to describe that person in one word.
Oh, no.
To the rest of the make it to merges, and we have to try and guess who it is. Right, Kirst, do you want to go first?
Yes, what an honour being the first person to
First
play
person.
Bazzy Wazzy Hattie Wazzy.
So it's a one word guess now, is it?
I've
We have to
got it.
Oh, okay.
Gonna absolutely smash this. Okay, the one word is movies.
Rich.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of Eden. Like, but then I was like, but he's not in the season. So
What? Yeah.
Very good. Oh, I do miss those movie descriptions.
Yeah.
When
The
we used
perplexed
to call the well
dimension.
the watering hole. I love
yeah.
that.
Final
watering hole.
Oh, you could only imagine we'd be singing at this stage.
Oh my God, I know. The big
Act 3.
crescendo.
Big crescendo.
All right.
Okay,
Picking a name out of
Will's
Bazzy Wazzy Satty Watty. Is it going to be AI?
Ali.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gone better than expected.
Oh, you'll pick. I was going to say.
Do I
you
get
pick- yeah, of course you get to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
your game.
Yeah.
You have to be tortured as well.
Oh, I've got a word, but I don't know if it's one word or two. It might be hyphenated.
We'll allow a hyphen.
Yeah. We'll allow it.
Eye roll.
No.
Yeah. Do you want to go again?
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. I mean, you did buy a hat.
I feel like
for
we
it.
got quite easy ones to ease us in there. So.
Yeah. We need to get our
Not planned as well. They are all in there.
Yeah.
£6.50 money worth out of this hat.
£1.95.
Oh.
Don't you forget.
There's like 5 miles is in there.
We'll claim it back.
Yeah.
Get the tax back on them. Oh, it's a tough one. Pained expressions.
No, I've got it. I got it. Mega.
Oh, Jessie.
yes,
Yeah.
The Mega Alliance.
And the Mega line.
Oh, God.
Do you know, I feel like this should be a segment in the actual show. You know how they used to do the bit where they walk past all the torches?
Oh, yeah.
Reminisce.
They pull
Maybe
names
could-
out of a hat and go, oh, remember this person?
That's the final challenge. JLP describes the former contestants in one word, and they've got to say.
You know what? They did actually used to do those
did do that
quizzes.
season one.
They
it
had a
was
quiz,
like-
didn't they?
How
Will
many
has
children?
a brother. What is the brother's name?
Oh, I forgot about
Don't know.
that. Don't know. Alrighty. So, oh, this is a big piece of paper. Must be a big name.
Let's get it on.
Very small name, actually. Okay, I've got it straight away. Jezebel. Yeah, Mac.
Oh, I miss Mac. And I
him.
miss Jezebel. I wonder how she's doing.
Oh,
I hope she's okay.
I'm sure he's looking after her.
Oh, he better be. Right. Could have got Max's hat, but no. It's funny that it's Barry.
You'd have to go to a shop in Australia and pay hundreds of pounds for that one.
Yeah.
It was a new one anyway. Not
It's a new one.
Okay, I've got it. Ready?
Yeah.
Machete.
Ken. Yeah. God, there is so many iconic players, isn't there?
So many iconic players. Oh, what a season it's been.
It's not even over yet.
The best is yet to come. Right. And that was Barry's Hattie.
Bazzy's Hattie.
Bazzy's Hattie.
Baz's Hatter.
Barry's names and hats. Okay.
The Baz Hatter.
Send your suggestions for our new segment name, please, because we're obviously struggling to work that out. So that wraps up another week on Australian Survivor. Just 2 episodes, but big drama. We cannot wait to see what happens next week. Join us then.
If you enjoyed listening to this, follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a comment and let us know what you thought, what you're thinking of this season of Survivor so far. We're also on Instagram at Make It to Merge Pods and on TikTok also at Make It to Merge Pods. Follow us there.